Introduce our featured speaker for today. She has been a coach only 1 year. That's it. And I feature newbie coaches once in a while just so we can see how they got started. So we're going to hear about her coach startup story. But get this. She's a 5-star diamond coach. She's going to be going to the fall leadership retreat this week. So she worked really, really hard. She hit the ground running. She's also been in Success Club 13 consecutive months. Basically, since the moment she got started, she's never failed on Success Club. So you guys from Crowley, Louisiana, please welcome Emily Lemoine. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Andy. Hey, everybody.
I'm so excited for you. I can't believe you're going to fall leadership. That is a huge, huge success. I'm going to step aside and let you tell everybody, what was that wake-up call moment? How'd you find Beachbody and why'd you sign up?
So when I got started, I was a busy mom of 4, under 5, working full time as a regional sales manager in a restoration company. I'd spent 8 years in sales, on the road all the time and missing things in my kids' lives. And it was affecting me. It was affecting my family life. It was affecting my home life. And just internally, I was feeling very unfulfilled and just didn't have a purpose anymore besides being a mother. I remember one day I was sitting in my car and I'm scrolling Facebook, kind of stalking Erin Hopkins, and I see a post that she made, and it's talking about being lost in the fog of motherhood. It said nothing about working out. It said nothing about fitness. It just talked about being lost and trying to find purpose and fulfillment. And it spoke to me, honestly, because I had kind of been searching for a job and searching for something outside of what I was currently doing, something that would give me purpose. So I remember chatting with her, and we just talked back and forth for a good little while. And I ended up signing up that day. And from then on, I just basically hit the ground running and just kept going.
Well, we're going to talk about hit the ground running because a lot of people say that. I have no idea what it means, but let's go back to, you weren't really looking for a program to lose weight. You weren't really looking for a new job. You were really looking for satisfaction, life satisfaction, more purpose, more purpose-driven life. So, what did you do first when you signed up to be a coach?
So I remember whenever I signed up, I reached out to Erin immediately after signing up and said, okay, what do I do first? What's my first goal? What do I do, basically? And what she said kind of stuck with me. She said, just get excited, and just tell everybody what you're doing. And to me, what this meant was that I need to commit to a program. I needed to commit to myself, and I need to show up every day. And so that's what I did. The first thing I did was my coming out post. Some people call it a coming out post. It was very basic, just a basic post telling people what I was doing, why I was doing it, and that I wanted others to be a part of it. That drew a few people in, not a ton like I had imagined, because you imagine I make a post and people are going to come to me. But I knew from then I needed to commit to a program and go all in. So I did just that. I started MBF and I fully committed by showing up every single day. I did the workouts every day. I drank my shake every day. And I shared what I was doing. I followed a nutrition plan. So day in and day out throughout the whole program, I was fully committed. And others around me were seeing this. For instance, I remember I had got my mom and my husband and my sister to sign up. And I remember my husband watching me do this, and I made him join me. And he told me, you know, I can either sit around and watch you do this every day, or I can just do it with you and get results for myself. And that's kind of how it was with my followers too. And the people following me, they can sit around and watch me, or they can join me. So for me, I just kept showing up every single day. Once I had completed MBF and got results that I didn't even know that I would get, because I had always been into fitness and I had always been healthy, but committing to this program and to the nutrition and to Shakeology, I was getting results and I felt so strong. I felt so good as a mom of four who, I could rarely get to the gym. I just ran with my kids or did my bike or um, just taught local boot camps when I could, but getting to a gym was nearly impossible. So to be able to finish a program and feel so good and so strong, it was easy to start sharing those results. So that's the things that I started talking about. I started sharing how I'm a busy mom of four and I'm still able to fit a workout in every day. I drink these shakes. They're convenient, they're quick and easy, and they make me feel so good. Um, I shared my good days, my bad days, the days where I had to allow myself grace because I'm busy. I'm working full time. I have little bitty kids and I'm a busy mama, but I jumped right back on track because I have a community and an accountability group that's holding me accountable as well. Um, so I started sharing these things and people started coming. People started seeing what I was doing and it got easier to talk to people about it as well.
I'm just taking notes over here. I wrote down something that you said. If you post it, they will come. Now, that's not exactly true. Like the movie, if you build it, they will come. You have to keep sharing. If you just post once and you think that droves of people are going to come to join your group to see what you're doing, not exactly true. That coming out post is your first post, right? Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's just sharing what you're doing and then continuing to show up every single day.
Continuing to show up every day. I'm really glad you made that point. Okay, so um, you started a year ago. Did you have any hurdles? And if so, in the beginning, how did you face those hurdles?
Absolutely. I still have hurdles. Everybody does. But in the beginning, the hardest thing for me was posting and social media, honestly. I live in a really small town and I was so scared of what people would think if I shared too much. I was scared of what people would think if I was posting in a sports bra or showing before and after pictures. What will the other moms think? What will my family think? So it was really hard in the beginning to share my story and share those things. But I quickly realized that if I can help one person or inspire one person, then who cares? I'm able to help people. And that's what the goal was all along. That's what gives me fulfillment. So I started sharing my before and afters and my transformation pictures. And surprisingly, I had so much more positive things that were being said versus negative. Um, but obviously, like we just talked about, that wasn't all that I had to do. Posting was not everything. I then had to invite people. And that leads me to my second hurdle, which is probably the scariest thing for everybody is inviting. But we all know that that is what drives our business forward. And people need to know not only what you're doing, but they need to know that you want them to join. You want them to join you, and you want to help them get results. A lot of the time, people are scared to ask for help. So this is a way to show them that you care and that you want to help them. I had a call last week with Josh Coates, and he said something, and it kind of stuck with me. Our limiting beliefs are constantly looking for stories to justify our fears and excuses. And this is just it. We have to kind of overcome those excuses and those fears. And that's what I did by inviting and knowing that you can invite a dozen people and maybe only get one yes. It's worth it. That's one person that you can help.
You know, I can't help but think of all the people that have started businesses and, maybe they started at a little farmer's market and they were selling jam and now they're a big, company. And how many people would say, "Oh, you're going to make money selling jam?" Like there's so many naysayers and so many ways to play upon your fears. And if you let it, then you're defeated right before you start. But it sounds like you're pretty tough.
Mhm. Somewhat, somewhat.
All right. So, in your first month of coaching, you had kind of a wake up call. What realization did you make about coaching?
So, about 4 weeks into coaching, I was able to I qualified for a diamond retreat. And I do realize that not everybody is able to do these things. So, I'm very lucky that I was able to go. But it was there that I remember leaving and telling my husband, I'm just going to go and feel it out and see if this is something I want to continue to pursue. Um, it's going really well, but let me just go see what this is all about. So I go to the Diamond Retreat, and it was there that I met Aaron Hopkins, my coach, and Moira Casaba, and Christina Delgado came. And I remember talking with them and just almost in my own pity party saying, I don't have a story. I don't have a story to tell people. How can I help people after this if I don't have this story, this huge weight loss or this huge story that has impacted my life? And it was there meeting these baller coaches and meeting my team and seeing this community that I realized that I had so much more outside of just the busy mama life to share. And I had so much more to share. And I was able to come home and really let my walls down, honestly, and share some of the things that I'd hidden for so long from family and friends. And I shared about like past eating disorders that I had that nobody knew about. Everybody just pictured this perfect Emily who had it all together and who's always been healthy and always been fit. But I had eating disorders in the past, and I struggled with infertility with all of my children. So once I was able to come home and start sharing those things and letting my walls down, I was able to reach people in a different way. I was able to reach my current challengers in a different way, and we connected on different levels. And that's when the community piece really came in for me.
I think that when people share their deep dark secrets or the things that make them uncomfortable, if you share that too early with people that you don't know and trust, it's kind of weird. But you went to a retreat and you saw all these leaders and you saw that people were sharing stories and you were like, wow, I do have something that I can contribute and something that'll, for lack of a better term, set you free. Because if you're holding on to all that, you're not being your authentic self. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm so glad that you were in a room with people that where you felt safe to share that.
Mhm.
Would you say that was a room that
Oh,
you felt safe?
absolutely. I mean, it was things that my family didn't even know about. And I just, you keep things in for so long. So once I was able to share them and talk about them, it was the most freeing feeling ever, honestly.
Well, I'm really glad you mentioned that because in the first month of coaching, if you think you have no story, then you're thinking of a story in the wrong way. You don't have to make up a story or go and gain all this weight so that you lose the weight so then you have a story. It's about who you are. That's what separates you from coaching. Everyone's got the same tools for coaching, but no one has the same story. No two stories are alike. So thank you for sharing that. Now let's go into building locally versus virtually, because that's kind of where you started leaning because you were scared to share your before and after pictures with people who but yet the people who is what really helped launch your business. So why don't you talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah. So for me in my head, I always pictured, having this community in my community, having a fit community, and being able to help people close to me and people who knew me and people around me. So what I started doing is first I just talked to everybody I knew. So that meant going to the grocery store. I'd tell people what I was doing. I'd stop people and talk to them. Bringing my kids to daycare and to school. I talked to the other moms. I talked to the babysitters, the teachers. I was just so excited. I was just so excited, and I wanted everybody to be a part of this. So I also, prior to this, I was teaching local boot camps, and I would do those 2 days a week, maybe 1 day a week, just depending on how crazy my schedule was. And I started bringing people to those boot camps. If they signed up with me with Beachbody, they can come for free. And we built this community with that. I met people for coffee and I talked to them about the business opportunity. I talked to them about the program. I had coaches who would do local workouts at a local gym with any of their challengers who wanted to come. And I had another coach who got on Zooms every morning with her team if they wanted to be on. So there were so many things that were brought into this to really make it feel like a community and get people involved in our community. We also, me and a few of my coaches, we did a wine and cheese night where we invited any of our challengers over who wanted to learn about the coaching opportunity, or just get to know everybody. And it's just been so fun because we've grown in, basically a fit community here in Crowley, Louisiana, such a small town, and we've expanded now outside of that and have coaches in all different areas. But it's just fun to have everybody around me who involved in what I'm doing.
So now you qualified for NLC, right? New Leader Conference.
Yes.
So I just wanted to mention that you started in August and you qualified for the New Leader Conference, which is in January, February. So you really worked a lot. You worked this business to achieve, I believe it's 1 star to get to the New Leader Conference. Is that right?
Yes.
That's huge. So when you got to NLC, which was at the top of this year, 2021 NLC, what impact did that make on you? What did it have on you?
So it had a huge impact on me. This was my first real live event. I had gone to the Diamond retreat, but this was my live event with coaches from other teams. We did our own NLC with Moira, with Together Rising, so Moira's team. And I remember sitting through a training, and it was actually a training that Moira was doing with Aaron. And I had almost a rush hit me. It hit me like a ton of bricks, and I just started crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And I remember pulling Aaron and Moira aside after and saying, I just realized what I need to do to grow. And I would never tell anybody to do this, but I realized that I needed to quit my job and go all in. I wasn't giving this the time that I knew that I could if I had quit my job. And honestly, I knew that this was what I wanted to make a career out of. So I remember thinking, if I'm going to do this and I'm going to quit my job, I've got a lot of work to do. Like, I have to set really big, scary goals, and I have to go all in with them. And what that goal was to me was to hit elite, 5-star elite by June. This was end of January, early February. So my goal was to go 5-star elite by June. I got a success partner while I was at NLC. We both set the goal to go 5-star, and we came home and we achieved it. And I also came home with the goal to quit my job in June. And I ended up coming home and quitting my job on the spot. Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success. It depends on your efforts and skills and diligence. But I was at a place where I felt I could quit my job. So I quit the following day after coming home from NLC, and I just went all in. I worked my tail off, and me and my success partner both hit 5-star by May, and I hit elite by June. Well, I was 1 point away in June, and I hit it in July. So
I'm just so excited that you shared the disclaimer. Yay. Let me tell this audience, you don't have to quit your job in order to become a full-time coach. So
no.
She did that. That was a decision she made, but she knew that she had to work really hard to earn that money that would offset what she was making at her job before. So just to put that out there, thank you for sharing that disclaimer. We don't ask for everybody to quit their day jobs. We definitely want to let people know that it takes different skill set, different levels of skill, effort, diligence in order to be a successful coach. So I appreciate you sharing that. Now, you talked a little bit about goals. Okay. So when you started, what goal did you have? I mean, was it a goal to advance in rank? Was it a goal to make money? Was it a goal to create a community? And what are your goals now 1 year later?
So when I started, I thought my goals were all about rank. I knew that I wanted to be Diamond because it was the first step in advancing my business, and Diamond is huge. Um, but I quickly realized that that wasn't exactly what my goal was. My goal was to have a community and have a purpose and find a job that gave me fulfillment every day. And this is what I got from it. I am so thankful for the community. I look forward to pouring into my coaches and my challengers. I get excited to wake up every morning and talk to them and see if they're getting results. Um, so it's brought me so much more. And although I do have big goals for the end of the year, I'd love to go 10-star diamond. And that's my goal, and that's what I'm pushing for. But I also want to advance my coaches. I want my team to experience a diamond retreat or NLC. I want them to experience the community and experience, what else can happen when you start to grow your business.
When we started Team Beachbody years ago, 14 years ago, we had no idea that people were going to really be after the community more than anything. It was like, is it fitness? Is it nutrition? Is it financial? It's community. And that community helps drive your confidence, your accountability, and it helps you want to push more and to grow each year. It's not perfection, it's progress. So looking at you now, a year later, how proud are you of your achievements in just 1 year? Okay, I'm not asking you a question. I'm not trying to throw you off. I'm just amazed. It's like I listen to you speak and I go, 1 year. Like, people really have to stick it out and not give up, because it takes time to build that confidence and to get into your groove of this business. So with that being said, in just a year of being a coach, what would you say in terms of your character? Like, what are some key factors that you've counted on for your success this year?
I think one thing that I have, that's helped me quite a bit is being able to overcome objectives. Like I said in the beginning, I've been in sales for 8 years, and I've been turned around a bunch of times and pushed away and rejected. And I've developed pretty thick skin, and also have figured out ways to talk through those objectives and figured out ways to tell people, how can we overcome those objectives now so that I can help you get results. So for instance, if someone says they don't have time, show them how you have time, show them why you love the program, and show them that how it works for you. If you aren't a busy person or a busy mama like me, then find someone in your challenge group who can relate to that person and show them how it's working for this person already in your challenge group, already showing up, already doing the program. So I think overcoming objectives is huge, and knowing how to talk through those is super important as well.
Overcoming objections, right? So I think that you're in any new business that you start, you're going to have objections. Like, I can't believe you're selling that jam, or I can't believe you're selling that nail polish, or whatever. And getting through those objections one after another builds a tough layer, a tough skin, and it makes you more confident. What do you think your confidence level is like a year into this? Is it totally different than a year ago?
Yeah, yes. A year ago, I probably wouldn't have stood in front of a room of 5 people and talked. And now I'm on the national wake up call. So.
Well, that's okay. There's only 6 people on today. I'm just kidding. I want you to know, and the whole audience to know, that I put people on the wake up call that are either, top coaches that have been around 7, 8, 9 years, and I put newbies on. And it always comes down to the same. Believe in the products, believe in yourself, believe in your story. The confidence builds. It comes. And you wouldn't have done this a year ago. If I put you on like a week into coaching, you wouldn't have been, as settled in as you are right now. So thank you so much for
Thank,
sharing your coach startup story. I really, really appreciate it. All
thank you so
right.
much.
So, you guys, end of the call, but I just want to say again, if you have a lot of new coaches on your team, uh, get them to a wake up call. They need to see either they are on the right track or that they need to stick it out, because what happens is the wake up call either tells you stuff you already know. So you're like, I know that, I don't need that. That's a reassurance. That's a commitment, that's a conviction that you're doing things right. And if you're not doing things right, or you don't know what you're doing, the wake up call can also be a wake up call moment for you. So get your new coaches to listen in. If they can't do it live, listen to the podcast. It is your weekly dose of training and motivation. So I'm just doing a little plug for this little engine that could. So thanks, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you here next week. Bye-bye.